Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. It's episode 29. Even though I just realized that on the YouTube I put episode 28. But it's episode 29 for those of you who are going to be listening to this via SoundCloud and iTunes. You guys don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure that I correct that. But welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. Today we have such a full-packed episode. We're going to be talking Manchester United versus Club America. We're going to be talking Necaxa versus America. And we're going to be talking everything that is surrounding the team in regards to transfer rumors, to player updates, to injuries, to everything from the 9 realms that involves Club America. So I hope you guys are ready. But before I get any further, let me introduce my co-host, as always, Mr. Dylan Jimenez. Dylan, how are we?
Well, you see, got my class going on. We're back in triple-digit heat here in Texas, so, things could be a little better, I think. But, no, everything's good.
Triple digits, wow. It's really that hot over there right now?
It's really that hot, and some humidity, too, as well, so,
okay.
It can get bad, too, so, I think the highest this week is going to get to, 107, maybe.
107?
Yes.
That's not light work, so, drink water.
Stay hydrated to all the Texas listeners.
Just to anyone in general is
anyone in general too.
Mother Nature is no longer, our friend. She's just like, you know what? You guys had your chances. Now it's gonna be burning hot during summer.
Global warming in full effect now.
That's true, but we'll leave that for another episode on our Eagle Eye weather report condition podcast. But today, Dylan, we got so much to talk about. We're back. We're about to start the season, and we couldn't be any happier. Although I will say this, I do call for a concern because Dish has still not yet to get Univision. So I'm still kind of like, I hope I'm gonna be able to watch the game.
Well, that sucks. That obviously sucks right there. Dish and Univision can never just agree on terms with each other, huh?
No, it's been going on for a while. It's really, really ridiculous. But thanks to everyone who's out here, who's on the live chat already. I see you right there, Carlos. I see you, Christian. Mr. Leva, a Chivas fan who just likes to hang out. We welcome you, and hopefully, maybe just a little bit of you will start rooting for Las Águilas, but probably not. So, Dylan, we got a packed show today. We're going to be talking about Club America and their preseason friendly against Manchester United and what we can expect from both sides, and then we're going to jump on into the preview of what is Necaxa versus America over there in Aguascalientes and what we can expect this team to look like once the first whistle blows. So, you ready to talk about everything Las Águilas de America?
Yes, absolutely ready. You see me wearing the jersey right now.
All right. It feels good. It feels good to be back in uniform, It feels good to be able to wear the jersey, talk about the number 1 team in Mexico. And, well, let's get started. So, America faces off against Manchester United against like I said, Manchester United in Phoenix, Arizona, which you thought it was going to be hot there in Texas. My goodness, it's going to be scorching hot in Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the vicinity, stay indoors. Don't go outside. It's too hot. Our good friend Brian will let you know about that too. But Las Águilas de América will be facing off against them. Obviously, when this game was first announced, I thought there was going to be a lot of hype. Now coming into this game, it's looking like a very Molero game, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, you really see it, and it really does seem like it's going to turn into that too as well. Obviously, some key players going to miss out on that game too as well. I don't think Manchester United is going to really bring out a full team too either as well.
I mean, just looking at it on our end, we're not even going to have a full squad to begin with. I think even you tweeted this out yesterday. There was reports that no Oribe Peralta. Would you like to tell the listeners exactly why Oribe Peralta is not traveling?
Unfortunately, he lost his visa to travel to the United States.
How do you lose? He was just at a World Cup. How do you lose your visa?
Oh, maybe he got lost in the luggage claim before he came back. Landed and just lost it.
Maybe his wife lost it. He's like, "You're not going anywhere. You've been gone for so long. You don't even talk to your kids. What's going on?" I guess it's understandable. We're all humans. We all make mistakes, but it's just, a visa, something so important, especially since you're a player who travels a lot. For you to lose a visa is kind of like, what's going on, my guy?
Yeah, definitely, man. It's just, I don't know. I mean, you would think, like you said, the most something that's so important, you would think you wouldn't lose it. You do.
Uh, well, we hope Uribe Peralta the best of luck in regaining that visa because I know it is not an easy task to get back. But hopefully his status as a player helps him out in that department. But that was probably the most funniest one that we have in regards to not traveling. The other ones are kind of a cause for concern. Bruno Valdez not traveling with the team either because of is it muscle fatigue?
I think so. Yes, muscle fatigue.
So obviously he's going to be a big loss, but that does mean Edson Alvarez will probably get minutes against Manchester United. And alongside that, I think we're going to be missing a couple of youngsters as well. If I'm not mistaken, Carlos Vargas, our star boy, Diego Lainez, and George Sanchez will be missing, correct?
Yes, yes, they would be with the U20s. I believe it's just training right now. I don't think they're traveling yet to Colombia for the games.
That should be an interesting tournament. Hopefully, I mean, there was rumors that Diego Lainez could potentially get a permit for him to stay with the club. But if that was the case, I would have imagined Piojo would have already wanted that done, so he at least closed out preseason with the squad.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But obviously, not looking like it can happen. But it is what it is. He should be back by the third week, I think,
Nice.
along with the other two as well.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see because I think he's very important to us and exactly what he can bring. And Mr. Leyva himself said, can't wait to see Diego Lainez this season. Mr. Leyva, we appreciate that because I think as a fan, regardless of what team you go for, I think you can always respect a player that has quality and has, a talent and has a bright future. So for someone like that to be able to say that about Lainez, I think we can say the same thing about trophies, no?
Air trophies.
Air trophies, as the great Votto once put it.
Yeah, yeah, that
Um,
was.
doesn't mean we
And
have to like them personally. Just means we can admire the player for the player that he is. But
yeah,
going off topic and trying to come back into the topic of Club America versus Manchester United. So we're gonna be missing obviously Jeremy Menes and Cecilio Dominguez as well. We already mentioned Oriol Peralta, none of the youngsters, none, tampoco Bruno. So you're looking at the squad now and you're thinking, wow, we have lost so much depth in just a matter of days. I
Mateus
mean,
Uribe too. Want you to be there for
oh,
that
that's
game?
right. I didn't even mention Mateus Uribe actually has a special permit from the team, from Piojo to actually report to the team on the at camp on the 20th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, really, really a big blow because these are the players that you want to see like get back into the rhythm with the team, and so it looks kind of iffy. Coming off the bench, maybe he'll probably be coming off the bench again at Necaxa.
And that's worrisome. And we thought, and we were talking about this probably about a week ago when we saw that Manchester United and America were about to play each other, that we thought Edson Alvarez, Oriol Peralta, and Mateus Uribe, the three players that we took to the world that we sent out to the World Cup, that two of them at least were going to start against Manchester United, and one would be coming off the bench. And I think me and you both said it was going to be Oriol Peralta and Edson Alvarez who would get the first 45 minutes. And now it seems like only Edson Alvarez is going to be there. Mateus Uribe is also not going to be there. So it's just it seems that we're losing our core squad to injuries or lack of fitness. And really, you don't want to see that at the beginning of the season.
No, definitely don't. Especially whenever, um, you know, even though we say that it's title of bust season, true, and you really want this team to get off to a good start and it's a good rhythm with each other. Even though we've seen some of these players already play it in the past seasons, but still, you've seen it at the beginning of the preseason too in the friendly tour. You see the touch is off, the passing is off. Slowly, you start to gain and get that rhythm with everybody. These players still need to be integrated into that.
Yeah, and you know what sucks the most is and we were talking about this in the group chat a while ago too. I said Manchester United is the perfect team to play right before you start the season because it's going to give you a perfect understanding of where you are as a team, how your preseason has gone, and how you're going to look like coming up against Necaxa. Now, with everything that's been surrounding the club, now with everything that's going on, it doesn't even look like this game is going to be the perfect matchup leading on to that Necaxa game. I mean, I could perfectly be wrong, and I hope I am, but it just doesn't feel like this is a preseason friendly. You know, those preseason friendly games where you're like, even though it's a preseason friendly, this still is going to be a great game. Now I look at this matchup and I'm thinking, I just hope there's a goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that it's bad. Like in the case that you're looking at a little bit, I feel like this friendly is still good, especially for the youngsters, because you see a lot of the youngsters that are actually like within the first team on the roster too, with on the official page of Liga MX to it as well. And so these youngsters are going to be in the plans of Piojo too as well, especially with the new role that is coming into effect this season as well.
Yep. Now the only thing I have against that is because it's gonna be youngsters against youngsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if we look at it, this is not gonna be the Manchester United that we all expected. This
no,
is gonna be this is gonna be the Manchester United of really the same America that's going to be presented is kind of going to be the same Manchester United that's going to be presented because obviously United has a whole bunch of players that were at the World Cup that are still on vacation. The likes of everyone that was in England, obviously Paul Pogba, who's just crowned champion. So shout out to France for winning the World Cup. Congratulations to them. Fellaini, who was in the Belgian squad, Romelu Lukaku. So it's all these big name players, all these heavyweights are not going to be there. Granted, you are going to have the likes of Juan Mata, you're going to have Ander Herrera, you're going to have Anthony Martial, but you're not going to have Alexis Sanchez, who you want to know exactly why Alexis Sanchez is not traveling to the United States?
why not?
Because him and Oriol Peralta share something very common.
Did he lose his visa too?
He is having visa issues as well.
No.
So Alexis Sanchez is not able to leave England and fly out to the United States.
Oh shoot. Well, it is what it is at this point.
I mean, when I read that, I was like, really, really, Alexis Sanchez and Oriol Peralta both missing out because of the same practical reason.
Man, that's just crazy.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Well, we want to give a huge shout out to a newcomer, Mr. IBNB10. We want to welcome you to the live chat. We want to welcome you to the podcast, really. So, a lot of people have asked us kind of what the aim and what the goal is for this season in respects to the podcast itself. And really, I think it's just to kind of grow as a community. And I think this is way off topic, but the fact that our good friend just kind of showed up here. Our goal ultimately is to grow as a family and grow and spread the Club America English language community.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really good to see that grow too. So I mean, it's just great because obviously though America recently started their English account language too. Not just that, but for other teams too as well that haven't made that leap yet. Because obviously like you said, Ivan. Kind of getting off a little topic here. You said that you met the guy that runs the English language account too. Whenever you went to go to the game in Fresno, so that's really cool. How the teams are making that leap. And it just seems like it's slowly surely getting there.
That is true. That is true. And you know what? Huge shout out to Fresno. You guys were amazing over there, even though half of you walked out with third-degree sunburns because of that heat was no joke. I mean, no joke, absolutely whatsoever. But I mean, the Fan Fest was just an absolute party. I mean, everyone that was kind of in charge of hosting this event in the media team over there in Fresno were just absolutely just amazed and astonished by the fan base and how early everyone showed up and what a great time they were having. And really, and I told them, this is what you get from the best club in Mexico, from the biggest club in Mexico, and they were just appalled by it, and in the best way form also. So huge shout out to everyone in Fresno who had an amazing time, and it's ridiculous how a club of this stature can unite so many people in such a town like in Fresno, who maybe is not known for the most soccer centric city. But really, it was amazing. So thank you to Fresno for hosting me. Thank you to the whole Fresno media team for the Grizzlies and the Foxes, the soccer team as well. So thank you guys for giving us this beautiful opportunity to go out there, cover the game. It was a dream come true for me to be able to be out in the palco, to be out there and to go be pitch side at the end of the game, trying to get a word from a couple of these players who didn't feel like they had a lot to say that day. But you know what? It was still a wonderful experience. So thank you to everyone thank you to everyone who actually gave us who gave us a platform to be able to do this. And again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. I met such an amazing, wonderful people, from fans to media representatives to like you said, Mr. Ted Brooks. I mean, what a wonderful, wonderful man. He actually came up to me and he said hello, and he actually knew who we were. So that was I mean, that was amazing. And I mean, I can't say I can't say it better myself. It was really an experience of a lifetime, and I owe it all to everyone out there that supports the podcast. So thank you again, Fresno, because you guys were amazing. Thank you, Ted Brooks. And Ted, I hope you are finally eating that bambazo. Yeah, and wonderful and huge shout outs to you. So thank you again. And now trying to go back to what we were talking about with the Manchester United game against America. But again, thank you to everyone in Fresno. Thank you to the Fresno media team. And thank you to Ted as well for coming out and saying hello too. So that was amazing. Really, really amazing. But Dylan, back to the topic of Manchester United versus Club America. I see right here on the group chat they say Roger Martinez. Everyone is expecting him to play against Manchester United. He's obviously going to be our number 9. What can we expect from a man who looks like he's in form?
I think we'll see some chances. Really a lot of chances created too. I wouldn't be surprised either to see a goal, maybe 2 goals too from this guy.
I mean, I like the idea of thinking that Roger Martinez is the answer to our problems. I really do. Whether or not that's going to be the case, I think this game's going to prove it.
Yeah,
I agree with you. There's going to be chances. I agree that this is going to be an opportunity for Roger to really impact and leave himself a great mark on the team, playing against a very good opposition that is Manchester United. Granted, they will not have their starting defense. They will not have their most competitive side, but they will have a pretty decent squad out there, which means, I mean, a decent side, a decent Manchester United, we can expect can play maybe to the standards of what a Necaxa is playing. Correct?
yeah, I think so. I mean, like we've always said too, it's one thing to go out and do it, and like McAllen, Fresno and Phoenix, but it's something else to come do it and do it back in Mexico, in front of the fans, and especially in Azteca and wherever it's playing.
And let's not forget, I mean, Aguascalientes is not going to be the prettiest environment
Mm-mm.
either. It's
No,
going to be warm, it's going to be humid, and hopefully it doesn't rain, because then that's going to add another factor to it. But I mean, it's a whole different environment as well. But I think this is going to be a great test for the team, and I think that ultimately it should be pretty interesting to see what Piojo lines up, because you can only imagine he's gonna play it safe like he did against Atlas and Fresno. I mean,
yeah,
you can't really expect him to go full out, especially with the way we've been getting injuries.
no, yeah, no, I agree. I think we're gonna see the starting 11. I'm pretty sure once we see the starting 11, we'll see like what it will resemble against Necaxa too as well. Obviously they'll missing the likes of Oribe Peralta. Our captain. I feel like he's gonna start against Necaxa, but still, you're gonna see that, and also seeing Edson Alvarez getting those minutes, obviously too, easing back into the team as well.
Now we're gonna give a couple of names of some youngsters to watch out in this game, and to watch out throughout the whole season, really. And there's 3 players, to me, 3 to 4 players that I think really stand out. And tell me if you agree with them, and if you'd like to add someone, please do so at the end, Dylan. For me, I think Fer Gonzalez definitely has to be up there as one of these candidates to actually have a really good breakout season. Isaac Aguilera, I think, could do an amazing job in the midfield whenever he does get the opportunity. And then Ivan Moreno, who came in the second half against Atlas and absolutely tore it up in that right wing, was doing tricks upon tricks and just looked like a very, very good pacey winger. I think he can definitely do some damage if Pio Herrera gives him the chance.
I think you basically said it right there for me too, man. You see these players, you see the way they came out and played in those friendlies. You see something there too, and it's great to have these players too coming, going to be coming off the bench or potentially starting too. See how they're going to work in Piojo's plans too going towards the season.
You know what the beautiful thing is? These kids look so much different than previous, because they look so determined. They look so hungry. Or at least that's the way I'm looking at it. It could definitely be that maybe my perspective is a little bit off, but I don't know what you see, maybe a little bit of a hunger, a little bit of determination from these boys.
Yeah, you really do see that, and that's something always good to see too. It's just always going to come down to the fact whether you can do it in Mexico. Whether you can do it in front of thousands of fans in the Azteca too as well.
That's true. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see indeed. So, Dylan, I'm not going to tell you to give me your predicted lineup because that's actually going to be pretty much impossible to tell at this point against Manchester United. But give me at least 4 key players that you think should start against Manchester United.
Obviously, I wouldn't really. I mean, to an extent, yeah, a key player because I think Roger Martinez would be very important to start to keep his confidence going. Obviously, I would like to see Edson start, but at the end of the day, I don't really think Edson might really get the start. It's kind of debatable to see how you go with that, but not necessarily start, but Edson getting some minutes is going to be very vital and key to getting back in his rhythm with the club too as well. I like to really see Ivan Moreno too getting a start maybe too as well. I feel like he could do some great things too. Yeah, maybe let's see. I'm trying to think one more person. Really a center back really too. Whoever's going to be starting the center back. Obviously, we're not going to have Bruno Valdez. Edson, I feel like Edson might start since we're not going to have him. We're not going to have Vargas either. So really, probably say Oswaldo Leon too.
Okay. My 4 key players for this matchup, I think Edson definitely has to be one of them. If I'm going youngster wise, I think either Osvaldo Leon or Isaac Aguilera in the midfield. I think Guido Rodriguez needs to showcase because he's looking a little bit flaky this preseason. And then, of course, Roger Martinez up top is got to be crucial and got to be key.
Yes, definitely. Christensen, Ibargüen. So I see Ibargüen stepping up too.
Yeah, I can see Ibargüen stepping up too as well. And this is against Manchester United. So if you want to prove yourself, this is probably the best opportunity you're gonna get right before the season starts.
Oh, most definitely, man. Most definitely.
So, like we said, it's not going to be the fullest and the most strongest Manchester United side, yet there's still going to be players that I think you need to keep an eye out for. I think if you're looking Manchester United's way, obviously Anthony Martial, who I think will start. I think he's my favorite Manchester United player in the world. A lot of people will criticize me because he probably hasn't showcased it, but I think he's just an absolutely world-class of a player. I think Juan Mata can definitely do wonderful stuff on the pitch. And Herrera in the midfield, I think, will be crucial. And then, of course, if he gets any minutes, if he does get some game time, Manchester United's own Diego Lainez, Mr. Angel Gomez. So if he gets some minutes, I think keep an eye out on him as well. So a couple of players that America will definitely have to keep an eye out for, but I think should still be an interesting game. So make sure you guys don't miss that game out, which is going to be Thursday. Will it be televised, though? That's my question.
Yeah, I've can't remember who tweeted it out, but it is going to be televised on Univision Deportes.
I was going to be on UDN. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried that it was not going to be televised and I was going to have to go on some illegal website, but it looks like it's going to be on UDN. So, okay, we'll be good. And that time, it's 7 o'clock kickoff for everyone here in the Pacific time, Central time, that's 9 p.m. And for all of you down in the East Coast, it's going to be 10 p.m. So, a pretty late game.
It's kind of off topic, but we always mention like time zones like Pacific, Central, and Eastern, but we never mention Mountain Time. So it'd be 8 for them.
I mean, okay, Mountain Time. I'm sorry for ever skipping you guys. It's 8 o'clock for you guys, and Dylan has your back. Okay, hashtag Dylan has Mountain Time Zone back. So yeah, there you guys have the time, there you guys have the schedule, and there you guys have it. Mountain Time people, make sure you guys don't miss a beat of it as well. So obviously, with that said, how you feeling about Manchester United? What's your scoreline prediction for that friendly?
I'll take a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw? Damn. I mean, this is a tough one because, of course, anyone who knows me, anyone who's known me for a while or follows me knows that Manchester United is my Club America, but of Europe. And I saw someone tweet out saying Manchester United is going to play against the Manchester United of Mexico. So I thought that was pretty funny. And so this one's a little bit tough for me because I love both teams, but I've always said it. at the end of the day, there's only one team for me. So I am going with a 4-0 Club America victory. 4-0. It's going to be win with 2 goals. Roger Martinez with the other 2, and the Colombian brothers are going to hug each other, and they're going to go away with a wonderful, wonderful victory off to Mexico City and then off to Aguascalientes to kick things started off. 4-0. You guys heard it here first on the Eagle Eye podcast. Make sure you guys do not miss that match. It's going to be an amazing, amazing match indeed.
Why did I see that coming?
I think that's just gonna be my predictions for like the rest of the year. I mean, one of them's gonna have to go down, right?
I think so, eventually.
Yeah, it should be a great game. We'll have you guys covered for that game as well. We'll try to do our best to not maybe fully live tweet it, and because I know it's a Thursday, but still keep you guys very updated with score lines, reactions, predictions right before the game, and then of course anything that comes out of that game. Hopefully no injuries. Please, please, please cross your fingers and cross your toes. Anything else you want to cross?
Cross your legs.
All right. Done, and done, because we cannot afford another injury. We really can't at this point.
Oh, we really can't. I mean, it's bad as it is, even though we're getting Cecilio back, but still.
I mean, what's his recovery rate?
I'm not for sure, but we're looking by the 3rd week at least.
Oh, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, he was great during preseason, but I don't know, 3 weeks off. What is that going to do to him?
I mean, if you think about it, it's been a little longer because he missed 2 preseason games too.
Oh man, that's true. Well, he's gonna miss 2. The first one he missed was against Atlas.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, he missed Atlas and he's gonna miss Man U.
Oh man, I wish America would do more preseason games like this against like United, against European oppositions. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's wonderful that we play against these Liga MX sides because you obviously get to have other fans that are not from Club America to still go see their team play. But I think we need a little bit more of a competition, because I think to be able to play a European team like that, or even an MLS team that is in rhythm and in form, I think even serves the purpose a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you on that.
We'll see. That's for another discussion. That's for another day. That's for another summer. But for the meantime, I think we're both confident that we'll get a pretty decent result against United.
Yeah, I mean, then again, too, man, it's looking at the team getting in that rhythm too, especially with with Necaxa coming up already, and the start of the season right around the quarter, literally.
That's true. Christian is saying we should play South American team, Boca, River, Santos. Would be pretty cool. To play against the South American team also, but again, a discussion for another time. But with that said, let's wrap up this this not so quick segment on Manchester United versus Club America. Again, Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Mountain time, and then so on and so forth. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go back and forth with that. You guys obviously know what time zone you're in and what the difference is on that. So, Dylan, let's move on to what the main topic of the show is: America versus Necaxa, or if we want to be a little bit more official, Necaxa versus America. But before we jump into that, we want to thank you all again for the wonderful support you guys have given us on Twitter. We are literally, if I go back and check, we are only 14 followers away from 300. So that means if you go on Twitter and you click that follow button and you help us get to that 14th, if you help us get to that 300th mark, we're going to be giving away something absolutely fantastic for not one, but 2 of you lucky followers. So make sure you guys do follow us, because we have something wonderful planned in store for you guys. We can't mention it yet because we're not there yet, but we're so close. We can't wait till you guys get to see what we have in store for you guys.
Yes, just follow us, guys. We're almost there, and we just want to keep growing, and we're always going to give back to y'all because we appreciate all the support you give us.
Thank you so much to every single one of you guys, and even to the haters, as Mr. Leva would like to put it out there. He'll be watching to see how bad we lose against Manchester United. But it's okay, Leva. It's okay. You know what? We welcome you to this family, and you know what? It's okay if you want to be, if you want to project this hatred towards us, because we know deep down inside you love us, and your heart is yellow.
Oh
Uh,
man,
it's always great to have them. I mean, it's just wonderful to be able to interact with everyone. It really is. So also make sure you guys follow us on Twitter for that, because I mean, at the end of the day, we love interacting with all of you. It's literally no more about America than it is to just kind of open up with you guys and kind of have this wonderful relationship and friendship, and really it's truly all we want. It's to build the community, and at the end of the day, the results stay on the pitch and whatever, and then after each game, we're all pretty good family, we're all pretty good community.
exactly. Point proven.
Point proven, point taken. Now let's jump into the big one. Let's jump into the first jornada of the Liga MX. Necaxa versus America. Necaxa, obviously the Copa Super MX champions, I do believe.
Yes, yes.
I don't even know if that was the right title, but they have just recently beat Monterrey off a 1-0 result. And who scored that goal for them?
Cordova.
Cordova,
Cordova.
who started off where?
At America.
That's right. Our youngster, our Canterano, doing it big in the big stage against Monterrey. Uh, did you see his goal?
Yes, I did.
It
I was
was a
like,
fantastic. I mean, it was 30 seconds in, but the way he finishes it is really, really just amazing, because you have a giant of a goalkeeper like the Monterrey keepers. I remember, I forget his name. He used to be the Necaxa goalkeeper, but I mean, for him to just easily tuck it away says a lot about him.
really does. And we're going off on a little tangent for him a little bit, even though he's playing with Necaxa, but actually leading in preseason goals for Necaxa with three goals in the preseason.
Look at that. You know what? Just keep feeding him. Just keep feeding Necaxa. Grow him. Feed him as much as possible, because remember, he is only on loan.
That's right, only on loan.
So you know what? And no, this is the wonderful thing about it, because this is what you want. This is why you loan out these players, so they get these first minute football. Because think about it, Cordoba was not gonna have that here in America.
But obviously, think about it. I mean, Fer Gonzalez is getting his chance. That could have been Cordova.
But only in preseason. We know for a fact Cordoba is gonna get more minutes in the league than any other player in America, like Fer Gonzalez. And that's what's important to me, because if you get someone with so much potential, so much talent, and you see this and you don't want to halt it, you don't want to stop it, and you don't want him to rot away on the bench like a Danny Marquez, like a Santiago Baños, Santiago Baños is our is our director. I bet damn, I forget who the other striker was. But Martin Zuniga, all these countless players that had so much potential, but because they stayed at the bench and they kind of rotted away at their careers because of it. If you give a wonderful kid this opportunity to go out to another team and progress the way that Cordoba is doing, and I hope he continues to do it, because if he does, then he has every right to come back to America and contend for a spot.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But still, Roger Martinez is only here on loan too.
I know, right? But maybe it's because we knew Cordoba was gonna do so good. We're like, we don't even need to spend that much money on him.
Oh man.
The
I don't know, but like, I feel like he would have had a chance here too, maybe. If you think about it too, we had the chance to like to sound like De Jong. That's boss and Carlos Vaca, but we didn't get that, so we went to Roger Martinez. No offense to Roger Martinez, and then obviously too, I think Henry's been down with muscle fatigue. Oribe Peralta, obviously, with the World Cup, not looking at some preseason. And so who are you turning to really? You're turning to Roger Martinez and Fer Gonzalez. I feel like Cordova could have had a chance right there too.
Okay, look, this is nothing against Cordova or anything, but compare him to Roger Martinez, and who looks who looks more as a striker, Roger or Cordova?
But can you really compare those two? Because this is the first time Cordova is getting first team minutes, and then Roger Martinez, on the other hand, the only good season he can bring up is his time. I think it was in China, really, whenever he's had like like 12 goals and like 8 assists. I mean, other than that, you don't see you don't see Roger Martinez barely hitting 5 goals at sometimes in the season.
No, I know that. I know that. It's as I'm actually going in something so much more broad in that it's the physique. I think Roger Martinez, you look at him, he's more of a built-up guy. He gives you more of that physical presence in the box. Cordoba gives you a wonderful, wonderful player that can run and get in behind the defender, but he can't contest a 50-50 ball and expect to win it all the time. Roger Martinez looks like he can go for a 50-50 ball and put and kind of pull his own in that aspect. I think in that perspective, I think this loan works out great for Cordoba because he's able to get some first team minutes. He's able to realize that he needs to work on maybe toning up a little bit more, on getting into that physical presence of a striker. Because let's be honest, nowadays you don't play with two strikers. So nowadays a striker needs to be a little bit more kind of inclined in doing what a number 9 is, which is a very physical presence in the box. Right now, Cordoba is not that physical presence, you know?
Yeah, I see what you're going. I see where you're going with this.
But I think this is gonna be still a wonderful move for him. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna be very dangerous against us come Sunday, and whoever does play in the back needs to watch out for his speed. But I think in that aspect, he's not that big, strong physical presence yet. I think he still has time to bulk up and be able to be that presence later on in the future.
yeah. I feel you, man. I feel where we're going with this.
But all right, let's go back into the topic. Let's talk everything about this matchup. Obviously, Necaxa coming in pretty good form, and you can only imagine they're going to try to emulate that come Sunday at home in front of their own home fans against us, Club America, the ones, the team that everyone wants to beat. The question now is, how do we come into this matchup? We obviously don't know 100% because we're still yet to play against Manchester United. We're not in Mexico right now. But if you look at the team and if you look at the way that these players have interacted with each other so far, I think so far the only positive we can get from this is that it looks like we have a good core chemistry and we have a very, very good team that is united. Not needless to say that we do have a couple players that are missing, but I think you look at the team and you still look pretty confident.
Yeah, I think so too. Really, my only questions are in the. Well, I mean, no, I kind of forgot somebody. I don't have no questions no more.
What?
Never mind. Because I was thinking, I was like, who's gonna play left back this game? And then I totally forgot about Luis Reyes. I really did.
Who, by the way, is looking like a great, great science. And again, cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross everything, because if he can stay healthy, we have a very good left back.
Yeah, really, 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 really do. To the start of the preseason, though, you see him get some minutes, and he looked pretty shaky too a little bit. But as the preseason grew on too, he really turned out to be really great.
I can't wait to see him in action. And obviously, we got a couple of players missing for that matchup, so it's gonna be not our strongest 11 by any means necessary. But if you had to say, and if you were to pick a starting 11, hopefully knowing that everyone walks out of that Manchester United game healthy and fit, who is your starting 11 for Necaxa?
That is a very interesting question, Ivan, because I was going to ask you who your starting 11 was.
That sounds to me like you're not ready to say, but I will. I think we're going with a. I mean, it could either be a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, and we talked about this, and I think my answer is still the same. I think we're going 4-4-2. I think it's going to be Marche in goal. It's going to be Paolo Aguilar at right back, Luis Reyes at left back. The center back partnership, I could easily see it either being Bruno Valdez and Emmanuel Aguilera, or Emmanuel Aguilera and Edson Alvarez, regarding Bruno's fitness at the end of the day. You know, in the midfield, I think that partnership is going to be Guido and Joe Corona, and then it's going to be Barwen on the left and Renato Ibarra on the right, and then up top is going to be Henry Martin, and of course the big man Roger Martinez.
Really? You're not going to start? You don't think Oribe Peralta's going to start?
No, he lost his freaking visa. I mean, what more does he have to content that he's the starter?
Well, given the fact that he's our captain.
No, I am so sorry. I totally forgot he still plays for us. No, Oribe Peralta starts instead of Henry.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to justify, but no, I completely forgot about Oribe. But yeah, Oribe Peralta starts. Obviously, he's going to be our captain.
I agree with the lineup, except for some reason, if they do go with that 4-4-2, I feel like he's gonna have Roger over Henry.
Yeah,
To be
that's
quite
why
honest with you. Oh,
Roger. Yeah, I put Henry on the bench for Oribe after I remember that he played for us.
okay. I misunderstood you. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, because you could easily go with that 4-2-3-1. The only thing is who plays in that camp position. Because if you put Ibarwen, who usually is put in that position, then who do you play out left? You're not gonna have Linus. If you had Linus easily, you play him in the cam and then you move Ibarwen to the left. But you don't really have that option, and I don't see Mateo Uribe starting off the back too. So I mean, with that said, I think it's got to be a 4-4-2.
Yeah, and I think Christian too said in the group chat earlier too that he's read somewhere that Mateus would not even probably come off the bench at all. Probably won't even be in the on the bench. Obviously not the starting 11, but the bench either for this game.
That would be concerning. But I mean,
I mean, I think I'd understand it too because you're missing the friendly against Manchester United. You're not coming back to the 20th. I mean, I don't think that
and I don't
really.
even know if he's even fit. What's
Yeah,
his game
exactly.
like?
Exactly. So I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily concerning for me, but more understanding to why he won't be on the bench for that.
No, and I think I don't know why he. I mean, obviously we don't know the full story. There could be a whole bunch of stuff, family or whatever involved, and the reason why he doesn't come until the 20th. It just seems that maybe if he came a little bit sooner, and maybe if he was here already, that he would have been able to kind of play with the team and be ready for that game. But again, I don't know the whole story, so I'm not able to say that.
I wonder if it has anything to do with those threats that you got.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully those threats are over. Because he was not the only player to miss a penalty. I'm just trying to remind people, don't come after Mateus Uribe, because it's just a game, people. It's just a game. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It could easily be because of that. A million and one different reasons could have been why he's not coming till the 20th. But uh, hopefully he does come in great shape, and hopefully he can kick things off right away, and maybe make an appearance. If not, uh, it should be interesting to see who fills the spot on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, still, I don't know. I mean, we were starting to like not necessarily overlook the fact, but also too that this new youth role that's coming into play too as well. Obviously, I think the bench is gonna be filled with a lot of youth too.
Yeah, which would be important to see how they respond to an opening matchup like this.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, if Edson does start, you're getting some of those minutes out the way with Edson already. So I think the player has to be under 23 for those minutes to start accumulating.
Okay, nice, nice. Oh, also, quick change in the lineup. I could definitely see if both Bruno Valdez, Emma Aguilera, and Edson Alvarez all fit, ready to go. I can see the partnership being Bruno Valdez, Emma Aguilera, and then Edson Alvarez dropping into that center defensive mid position with Guido Rodriguez.
Yeah, yeah, I like that too.
So just putting that out there because we know how much he loves to be a center defensive mid.
Yeah, no right back, please.
Yeah, no right
No,
back. That's why we
yeah.
bought a youngster to play right back. But
Yoho, you're listening.
with
You
Piojo's
know you
tactics,
are.
never know. But talking about Piojo tactics, what do you think is going to be the approach to this game? Because obviously it's not the full, star-studded side that he's obviously been training to play with. It's obviously going to be a very tweaked squad. But what do you think the approach is going to be coming up against Necaxa in their home stadium?
I think what we see against Manchester United will be resemblance to what's going to be. Obviously, I think retaining the possession of the ball and creating some chances too, because a lot of times in the Clasuda too we didn't have a lot of chances created too as well, but that's something that we're going to want to see is to be creative on the ball. Get it out to the wingers probably again. Renato Iwata doing some great things in the Clasuda too as well, and so obviously, we're going to need to get it to Andres Ibargüen too as well. Obviously he's taking looks like it's going to be like a role in this team too. And so, it's going to be down to that too as well. And I like to see some plays through the middle too as well.
I agree 100% with what you just said. Really wouldn't tweak anything besides. No, actually, no, nothing. I think really that should be the game plan. Whether or not we see it, that's a whole different story. I think, like you said, you mentioned Manchester United is going to be the perfect kind of opponent to be able to play that tactic and see whether or not it's going to work out, and if the players have adapted and accustomed themselves to that. So it should be interesting to see. I mean, like you said, Ibarwen is going to be probably one of our most important players coming off this game and going on against Necaxa too. Someone who I see has grown in confidence, but still someone who I see lacks a little bit of decision making at times. Obviously, Renato Ibarra is one of our most threatening players going forward. I think he by far was my favorite winger for last season. I think he did an amazing job. He was just 100% all the time, and he really looked like a very very dangerous player. And obviously, we know how much Piojo likes to get teams on the counter attack. So we'll have to wait and see. But ultimately, I think what you're saying, I think it goes, and I think that should be the game style and the game plan going into Aguascalientes.
Look at us agreeing on something, man.
Look at us, yeah. Round of applause. I mean, we usually always agree, but lately we've been disagreeing. It's probably the heat.
I think so. The heat's getting to me.
It's the heat, and for some reason, the Eagle Eye podcast does not want to put a AC unit in the studio. So I'm over here suffering.
Oh
Um,
man, manager just likes me more.
I know, I know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, maybe I know why. We obviously want to see that come out, and we want to see the team play like that. What do you think Piojo's response is going to be uh, coming into this game, and potentially maybe seeing his team not play out the way that they want them, wants him wants them to play. Damn it.
um, I'm not really understanding your question, to be honest with you.
It's okay. I didn't even word it right. I mean, what do you think Piojo's response is going to be if the team is not playing the tactics that he wants them? Because we've always seen this about the America side. We know what the tactic is and we know what it is going forward. Yet sometimes throughout the game, we don't execute the game plan, which means sometimes that things have to change up. Whether that's the players understanding it themselves, whether it's Piojo doing something to change it, whether it's a substitution, whether it's just telling them. What do you think his approach is going to be to this game if things are not working out in his favor?
Obviously, adapting to what those changes need to be too, as well. One thing that I always hit on too in the Clausura too was some substitutions that he made. A lot of times I agree with them. Sometimes maybe I didn't, but it's just how late in the game too they come on too as well. You can see something like needing a substitution or Henry Martin coming on in the 60th minute, but Henry Martin will come on to the 80th minute. That's something that Piojo needs to figure out too in this Apertura, which I think he has and will. And so it's just coming down to adapting and getting those substitutions right.
I agree. I agree. Our good friend Leva has said you guys need Matias Almeida. And then our new friend IBNB10 said, LOL Cardoso. Well, he put Cardoso, but Cardoso. I've always said it. I don't like Matias Almeida as a coach. It's not because he's a Chivas coach. I just something about him just doesn't give me I don't know. Like I don't trust him 100%. That's just me. That's just me. But talking about managers and talking about pressure and talking about Piojo, if Piojo does not walk away with a victory, do you think the fans start asking for his head already?
I think so, and I think a little bit too. The fan base was asking for his head too in the Clausura. Obviously, if we go back to 2017 in the Apertura, not really, not really what you expect. Obviously, me and you kind of that's whenever we started. One thing that we talked about was the depth. He did some good things with that squad, even though there wasn't a lot of depth. And then you go into the Clausura, and this team looks good. The team starts off good, and then all of a sudden, it just seems things start going a little downhill. We crash on the semifinals again against Santos in the Clausura, and so I think Piojo knows that too. And Piojo always says he wants to come out and get championships with America, and he knows that's the expectation, season in, season out too as well. And so he has some unfinished business. After his first stint, to me, in my opinion, after his first stint with America, whenever he left the national team, and now he's back, and so I feel like he's got a lot to prove, and he needs to show that.
I agree. I agree. He definitely needs to prove himself. I think we mentioned that The objective of this season is a title. Anything less of a title is going to be seen as a failure. And I don't see how Pio Herrera can kind of, see himself as a manager into another season after not winning any silverware.
Exactly.
So,
I don't see that.
so hopefully he comes out and gets the result. But I just want to warn everyone. I just want to say this to every single one of you guys who are going to be watching this game and are going to be criticizing Piojo if we do not get a result. It's only game one. Okay, it's only game one. Do not be ready to cut off anyone's head just yet. Wait until week 5 to week 7, then we can start talking about potential replacements, about maybe a manager leaving or anything like that. Let's wait till the team is fully adjusted to the situation that is one injuries. We were very injury prone at this early stage in the season, so we need to keep that into a factor. I'm not saying it should be an excuse for poor results. I'm not saying we still have the talent, we still have everything, but it's not to say that it does kind of shift, the balance the other way, but doesn't mean we don't have enough to kind of get through. Second of all, it's still too early. It's one game. You can't be ready to cut someone's head off with 1-2 games under their belt. Let's give it a little bit more time. The team will definitely get back into the rhythm. And 3, let's trust in Piojo. I've said it millions and millions of times before, and when everyone was wanting his head after the clausura, I said, let's stay calm. He's the right man for the job at this point. Let's give him the opportunity. He's built a very good team. He's taken about a year and so to kind of build this squad, and this is finally his team. It's finally the team he's wanted. He's finally situated himself with a very good left back. He has himself a very good number 9. Let's see what he's able to build and make do with that. Then after the season, if things did not go well, then let's assess things, and then let's make sure that if it was 100% Piojo Herrera's fault, then we can think about maybe firing him. I'd like to give him the full season year, which means apertura and clausura. Then at the end of the day, if he does not have any silverware, ship him off. Let's get someone new. No doubt about it. Because if you did not win any kind of silverware, not even a Copa MX or an apertura or clausura, that means that, you know what, it was another failure. You tried, you did your best, but you know what? Off you go, my guy. I'm sorry. Let's give him until then. Let's not be so quick to jump the gun, and just really let's just wait out. I have faith in this team, as I always do, and sometimes it's left me with a lot of heartbreak. But sometimes you have to be able to give it and be able to dish it out when it's time to dish it out and not bring it out too early. But let's be aware. Let's kind of be aware of the surroundings in the club and in around the team. But I think still the team has enough of a talent to compete for the title.
Yes, you said it best right there. I really think the opportunity and clausura is the time that we should give him. But we'll see how that goes at the end of the opportunity too as well.
But we'll have to definitely see it, and then hopefully by then we'll be lifting a trophy.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alrighty, so we're coming to the end, but I do want to give your prediction for that Necaxa game after after that long talk. Give me your prediction for Necaxa away in Aguascalientes. What do you think the boys are going to come out with?
I'll take a 2-1 win.
2-1 win? All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And this game's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It's obviously not home soil, so that's always a tough game. Aguascalientes has proven to be a very tough spot for us at times. And let's face it, this Necaxa team looks like a very, very good Necaxa team with Hugo Gonzalez in goal, with Cordoba looking like he's picking up form, with every single one of those players that are out there and performing. I think this manager really has them going. It's going to be a tough game, and I see the boys struggling a lot. And, I mean, if we're being realistic here and if we're really, really trying to see what the outcome is going to be, why are you laughing already?
I just feel it's coming. Like I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going 1-0. I'm going 1-0 for America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if you ask me, and deep down inside my heart, I'm going 4-0 America. It's going to be 3 goals from Roger Martinez and 1 amazing goal from Agustin Marchesin from halfway.
Wow, a hat trick for Roger Martinez.
Yeah, but that's what my heart's saying. But my mind is saying no. Just go with just go with what you know is saying and go 1-0 America. And I think it's important we keep a clean sheet too, and that's something that we should mention, if possible. Keep that clean sheet, because obviously, as much clean sheets as you can get, and as definitely as early on, it definitely builds confidence back there, and we saw that in the clausura.
Yes, definitely, we definitely did a lot too. And this defense is good. This defense is strong, like you said. With the signing of the new left back Luis Reyes and Sanchez too as well. I mean, this back line is strong.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so that fills me with a lot of confidence. So Mr. Leiva said America 3-1, even though he was bashing us the whole podcast. He's definitely going with an America prediction. So thank you. Mr. IBNB10 going with that 4-0 prediction, just like in my heart, which I hope I'm right. And obviously you went with the 2-1 result, correct?
Yes, 2-1.
So let us know on Twitter what your guys' prediction is for the game, whether it's America victory by like 10 goals or if it's just America victory by 4 goals. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're hoping that you all choose America to win. Christian has said America 2-1. Everyone else hopefully predicts the same thing. Now, not to say that Necaxa can't pull off an upset, so we got to be careful with that. But I think at the end of the day, we have everything needed and we have everything in regards in our squad to be able to pull off that victory against Necaxa. So we're pretty confident about a result come Sunday then.
Yes, very confident.
Even though it's a little bit difficult and even though we try to be as optimistic as we can, I think we've called it pretty fair at times. And so I think 1-0, I think that's pretty well enough for me. But still, I think a result is a draw. I think a result is a draw or a victory. Do you agree?
I think the result really is just a victory, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, looking at this team, looking at what the team has to prove alongside Piojo, I feel like a strong start to the season is what this team needs, really, and it's really a win.
Right. I mean, look at you, high expectations, Dylan. Nice. No, and I like it because that's what we're supposed to expect out of this team. I was just trying to give him a little bit of leeway because injuries and stuff. But you know what, Dylan has said it, and we're gonna roll with it. A victory is a result, and a victory is all that we're gonna accept.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that pretty much does it for the Necaxa roundup. Right before we end this podcast, Dylan, we are set to release our new kits come Thursday, right before we play Manchester United. Your thoughts on what should look like to be the new Plumaje?
Well, I don't. To be honest, I think I prefer the away one more than the home one.
That's the perfect sum up for anyone asking about the the New Jersey. Well, that really is. I mean, it's not the. I love this one, by the way. This is one of my favorites in a long, long time. But the new one it looks so basic. Like, who pitched this idea and was like, yes, this is the one. This is the one. I remember I tweeted out maybe a potential one right before, and that one was way, way better than this one.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think I'll still cop one, but I'd probably be the away one, not the home one.
I'll cop one too. I always cop the home one just because it's like it's my thing at first. But I mean, I don't know. It's not the first time I don't like a jersey, but still get it. I mean, like a good friend said right here. At first, you don't like it, but then it grows on you, and it'll grow on everyone.
I think that's how it was too in the Optimitude too. Whenever they released those other ones.
We'll see. We'll see. My only concern is how's it gonna look on FIFA. That's my only concern.
On FIFA.
Yeah. But I mean, I would just wish it was a much better, cool looking jersey. It looks very plain. Looks very, very plain. Like there was not that much effort. Like the assignment was due at 12 o'clock at night, and the guy completely forgot he had to do it, and it was 11:58.
Oh,
and he was just like template. Nike swoosh, logo. We need some blue. All right, let's add a little bit of blue right there, like it's a cool little dash, and done.
And sponsors.
Which shout out to the new sponsor, which is gonna be AT&T, moving places, or if I don't know what their logo thingy majigger is anymore.
Their slogan.
There you go.
I don't even know what it is either.
Shout out to AT&T. Hey, AT&T, you're based off here in the United States. If you ever want to give your boys and show some love to the Eagle Eye Podcast, make sure you guys hit us up, 1-800-778-33257. And we'll get in contact. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they can make us a little bit of an Eagle Eye Podcast, little shirts that we can, put AT&T on.
That'd be so dope.
Do it, AT&T, or next week we're going to come and we're going to wear a Verizon Wireless shirt. But, I mean... We'll have to wait and see. I like it. I like the sponsors though. I think these are definitely the sponsors you want to get because they're gonna be bringing in some money.
Yeah, yeah, definitely gonna bring in that money too.
Did you know we have a sponsorship with Calvin Klein?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, we've had it for a while. I don't know if anyone can give us the exact date, but we've had a sponsorship with Calvin Klein for a while now. If you pay attention to the home games, there's usually one or two Calvin Klein kind of propaganda posters in the bottom of the stadium.
What the heck? That's crazy.
I
I
know.
never knew that. Never knew
Yeah,
that.
so we yeah, we're making big deals here, man. Santiago Baños out there, doing his thing, making sure that we get the finest of the finest sponsors. Okay, last random question because I think this is just gonna be amazing to finish off the podcast. If you could have one sponsor for the team, just just random sponsor, who would you get?
Whataburger.
Waterburger. I was expecting something else, but okay. I mean, I guess Waterburger's fine.
Coke. There you go.
We're already sponsored with it. Oh, well, actually, we were sponsored with them.
Yeah, get them back.
I, you know what? Yeah, we should. We really should. Or are we still sponsored? I mean, someone let me know. I don't know what's going
I
on
don't know.
anymore. Someone let me know on Twitter if we're still sponsored with, if we still have a partnership with Coke. But all right. So you're going okay. If I can pick any brand out there to kind of get for labor said Hanes underwear.
Oh man.
uh, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Where I work at, we deal with a lot of Hanes, so I caught myself some Hanes America underwear. Um, if I'm picking anyone, um, I'm going Big Baller Brand.
Oh my gosh.
Big Baller Brand for Club America. Never lost, never will. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been the end of the Eagle Eye Podcast, episode 29. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to the live chat. As always, Christian, Carlos, Leva, our new friend, Mr. IBNB10. What is your name? I don't want to be, that's just so hard to say fast right away. What is your name, man? And we'll definitely give you a shout out next podcast as well. But thank you to all of you who are listening to this via SoundCloud or iTunes. Again, we love the support. And as always, if you ever have a chance to come watch the live show, make sure you guys do come. We're on Tuesdays, usually, always, 100% of the time. Not really, sometimes more like 80, but we're always usually here at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Mountain time, 7 o'clock Central time, and 8 o'clock Eastern time. I think I knocked it all down right there, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah, you got it all.
All right. Well, shout out to Luis who gave us his name. What's up, Luis? And yeah, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye Pod. We're so close to getting that 300 mark, which means we're definitely gonna be closer to that giveaway, that big giveaway. And don't forget that at the end of the day, America is the best team in Mexico. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we recommend that you have yourself a wonderful week. We'll be seeing you guys on Thursday on Twitter to be talking about Manchester United versus Club America. And then, of course, we're going to be giving you guys that live update on everything going on against Club America versus Necaxa. Dylan, anything else you want to say to the listeners as we sign off?
No, nothing else. There's no club news did we?
No, only that we could potentially be going for a signing, but that could be in the air, really.
Okay. Yeah. I think we covered everything, man. I think we got it.
Alrighty, well then, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your support. Make sure you guys go out there and have yourself a bambazo and a torta de tamal. If you don't know what that is, make sure you Google it. And for anyone who wants to Google how to make aguachiles, make sure you guys do YouTube that as well. So, at the end of the day, thank you, Dylan, for always coming on here and having a wonderful time.
Oh, no, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
As always, thanks to all of you for making this possible. We'll be seeing you guys very soon and next week as well on Tuesdays. And as always, until next time, Arriba la America. We'll see you guys very soon. And hashtag Aguilas ENG. Why not?
Hashtag fly with us.
Hashtag fly with us. We'll see you guys very soon. Until next time, take care.